Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is my 1990 Mercedes 300E, the W124 chassis, and today we have finally finished up with the maintenance of doing the fuel pumps and the fuel filter, the battery, a new hose, cleaning it up, and today we're finally going to enjoy driving the car. But other than the small hiccup, the car is pretty much mechanically sound at this point, and what better thing to do than finally enjoy it a little bit, take it out on a trip. I still kind of learned some new things about the car as we go. We're going to discuss, like I said, a couple small issues that I'm having at the beginning of this vid, but for the most part, we're just going to dive in and have some fun with it and show you guys a good fix for some of the stalling and maybe some other weird electrical issues you may be having with your W124. A couple strange problems with the car. So one is like, I get this clicking noise, like as if something electronic is trying to fire. And it's just like in sequence. Sounds like someone's tapping on my dash. Then the next one is when I hit the brake for whatever reason, my buzzer's coming on every so often. Anybody else have this issue? And the only other thing I noticed, I'm not sure if it's supposed to, is it sounds like maybe like the coil pack is making some noise. Kind of click, 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 click. Other than that, right now it's good. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to start. And the check engine light will pop on for a second. It'll kind of sputter, and you rev it once or twice, and it comes right out of it. Sounds like something in my coil pack is arcing off itself, which would be really interesting, but very possible. Just kind of see if I can squeeze some things off of here safely. I just hear it, but I don't see anything all that concerning, you know? Oh, I do, right there. Look at that. We got some arcing. Who knows, that could be a big part of our problem. Well, let's fix that first. That is awesome that we found at least some sort of issue. You know, work our way towards some sort of answers. Who knows, maybe the coil pack arcing out like that could cause us some funky issues. I'd hope so, and hopefully this is our problem. Well, boys, it seems like a new coil pack is in order. I'll go to the parts store tomorrow, get one ordered up, and replace that the next day after seeing that little sparking issue I was having. And we are going to take a look at the car now. I have taken out the existing coil pack for the most part. There's two different size studs, so it's really easy to tell what side which wires go on. They make a left and a right bank. I heard they are exactly the same, except they have the exact same functions, sorry. But they are mounted a little differently, so you really need to pay attention. But again, it's not rocket science here. I mean, they are two different size posts. But I'll show you guys me putting this one back together because I didn't show you me taking it apart because I was waiting for some videos to export. Fun stuff on the channel. It's a 8mm, I believe it was, to get this tiny post off. And then it was a 10mm for the much larger one. So now we've gotten that off. Ooh, don't lose that washer. Those are important to have. Keep the washer from the little one too. Get these yoinked off, and now I just pull this thing out. So this one you can see sits in the exact opposite manner, but it's trash. So let's get this bad boy in there, and hopefully all of our problems go away. So again, gonna feed the smaller wires onto the smaller lead, and then get the bigger wires, holes on the bigger lead, tighten those down, and literally just mount it right here with my two 10mm bolts. I mean, it's very, very simple stuff. Well, now I've got my leads up there tightened down. I just have two 10mm bolts that hold the bracket to the sheet of metal. And that's it. We're just going to make sure these are nice and tight. There's a couple ground wires right there. And I'm just going to take this last cord and plug this in. And then we're pretty solid. And I can give it a good start. Well, it seems too easy that could have been our issue. I put the little plastic cap back on, feeding on the air pipe now. I mean, it's like 4 bolts and you're done kind of job. I don't know. Seems too easy. My life doesn't go this easy, so it's probably not just that. But definitely will help us out in the long run, the grand scheme of things. Let's get in here, though, and start it up and see what happens, really. Some beautiful cruise footage of the 300E going down the road. I'm so happy right now. This thing it's so smooth. I don't hear the clicking in the dash anymore. That was definitely caused by the arcing of the coil pack. This is great. As I approach a stop, No sputtering, nothing. And then we can just take off. I mean, what a good car. All right, so every day I play with this car, I'm always finding out something new, and I just realized there's a knob that I can pull that makes these yellow center fog lights come on, and they're actually yellow. All I do is pull this knob. So I'd love to talk about a couple things moving forward with the car. One of the big things I'm thinking about right now is every once in a while when I turn off the car, my check engine light will be on and there would be no key in the ignition. But then I get a real long hard start. So we'll start the car for you right now, just so you can hear it and know what I'm talking about. Real loud, real loud. See, times like that, doesn't want to start. It's got a brand new fuel pumps, new fuel filter, as we just did in the last vid. You almost have to give it gas to keep it alive. See, real low idle, then I kind of feather it out, and then it's gonna like idle just fine. What I've been learning is that these have a pretty common issue with the OVP relay. Now we'll get into what it does in just a minute, but I just wanted to show you where it would be located. And I see that these cars, people carry spares of their OVP relay. It is tucked behind the battery, and it'll give you all sorts of weird issues. If right down there, I believe this is the OVP relay right here, and super easy to change. I just have to, I might have to pull the battery, but I gotta order a new one. And like I said, it'll give you some hard starts like that. That's super common, and it'll make things like your check engine light stay on while your car is off. It'll also give you a bunch of other weird issues. I haven't really looked into what the other issues are because I haven't been experiencing them. But I think we just got to change out that relay, and the car should be like 100% mechanically. As far as drivetrain goes anyway, I do feel as though the previous owner told me that it would need a ball joint. It came with a ball joint, and I do feel something in this left wheel. Nothing too serious yet, but something I do want to give attention to sooner than later. So maybe another video I'll show you all how to do that. But I'm going to order up a new OVP relay, and I'll let you guys know once it comes in, and we'll describe what it is and what it does. And I guess you're always supposed to carry a spare, so. Well, this is a new one. I think the battery died, or the starter, something, in the Benz. I have no power. Woo! Yeah, I figure I have to believe that the OVP relay is, with that check engine light being on overnight, is what's draining the car. Oddly enough, the ABS light is on. That's a new one for me. Car's definitely not happy. It's pretty low power right now. Yeah, even right now, it's got a wicked sputter. Like, it's just not happy. It sounds like it's misfiring. Like that. Here's a quick look for y'all about how hard this thing is running right now. It is not having the time of its life. But something I did notice in some more of my research is the ABS light is coming on because of the OVP relay. So I just ordered up a new one. Hopefully it'll be here in 2 days. Once I change out that, it'll get rid of this ABS light. It'll get rid of my check engine light coming on while the car's off, which is probably my parasitic draw. Could be powering other things that I can't see visibly while the car's off as well, and that could be part of my problem. But I feel like it's just so dead from whatever is draining it that it's just not running properly solely because of that. All right, first things first, you're gonna want to remove the terminal rings, which I have already done. I have no idea how this battery locks in here. I think it just kind of slides over or something. Then you can lift it out. I have not quite mastered this yet with this car. Pushing this pin right here, you can open the hood all the way up into a service position. Look at that. Look at this thing go. So my hood is now opened at a full 90 degrees, which is actually awesome because now watch this. I can just take my battery, lift it right out. That's so cool. Right over here is my OVP relay. There's two little, looks like to be 10mm bolts holding it in. I just got to remove those, pull this little relay off, and throw in my new one. For whatever reason, the 9mm worked. Could be standard. I don't know. This car's kind of weird when it comes to the sizes, but everything's been really fun to work on in this aspect. And oh, look at that. There's not even two. Someone left out one. Maybe it's not supposed to have one? No, it just kind of leans it in this bracket. That's beautiful. Like, see, this has been a very fun car to work on, regardless if it has some issues. So we're going to save our bolt, and we just got to unplug this down here. I'm not sure how we do that yet. I don't think it's just to give it a pull, but it really could be. But I'm going to want 2 hands, and I'm going to give this a little tug, see if it comes off. Anyway, we're going to get this in here. I'm going to click it in right in place. Make sure all the connections are clean, too. And I gotta stop dropping these. And, yeah, it's not bad, actually. Everything's looking good. So I'm just going to plug this back in, slide it in place, and we'll get our bolt in. All right, there we are. Really not much of a how-to. I mean, this is really straightforward stuff, guys. But, the battery, when you place it in here, you kind of notch it behind this piece of metal, and that's what's been holding it in. That's a, brilliant design by Mercedes. There should be something else down here, I imagine, that clamps onto the front of the battery, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to get our positive terminal up on here. That is for diagnostic trouble codes, which is pretty cool. And actually, really cool, right off the back, when I plugged the battery in before, I unplugged it and plugged it in, I could hear things powering on instantly because of the bad OVP. Now with the new one, nothing powered on. Like right there, I can already imagine I fixed my parasitic draw. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. I won't know until I drive it and then let it sit for a day or so. But everything is looking very, very promising here. All right, I just had to hit this latch. Now, I can bring this down. Clicked in. Back to normal. Let's give this thing a start. It's going to start a little slow. Like I said, I only let the car run for like 5-10 minutes so it can charge up the battery. Should be enough to at least start on its own now. But it's probably going to be a little tired. But we'll see if this got rid of my cold starts. We'll see if it got rid of my check engine light being on while the car is not in power by any means. And all sorts of other weird problems I've been having. My parasitic draw. I mean, this thing can cause you some issues. So currently I'm still getting my skipping. I don't love that. At lower RPMs, it's skipping out a little bit. Like I said, just gotta drive it, see what happens. Too many things to look into. We'll definitely have to do some more diagnostics. I don't want to just throw parts at it at this point. But the OVP relay was definitely something that was bad. I had a couple symptoms of it. So we definitely cleared up a couple small problems, but got some work to do. So with the skipping I'm enduring, the last thing I'm going to check out is my distributor cap and rotor. But I think I'm going to do that in part 4. We are just going through, man. Maintenance. I can at least look at it, and if it's, corroded, I mean, that's definitely going to give me some skipping. Quick clip for you guys in part 3, sneak peek. Not to spoil the next vid for you, but we got the distributor cap off, and there is some serious just wear on this. So definitely going to be putting a new one on, but you can check that out in part 4. So something to check out. Our coil pack was arcing externally. I mean, there was a lot of things that you knew were the problem, but we just got that little bit of a skip, spit, and sputter while I'm sitting in drive waiting to move while I'm stopped at a sign or a light. So something else to look into. But we're getting there. We're fixing our problems. My check engine light isn't on while the car is off. My ABS light wasn't on. Those are 2 big problems that I had. So hopefully that'll also get rid of my parasitic draw on top of it. So we're working things out slowly, guys. And hopefully we can figure out what's going on with this car so we can drive it. That's all it's about. But I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully we can get to some content where maybe we can start modding it or something too. So thanks for watching and peace out.